In this video, I would like to talk about the Chu Kar drawing bow hands, which is used to develop power or jing or keng in Cantonese. In Cantonese, we call it as Hoi Kung Sao, and in Mandarin, we call it as Hoi Kung Sao. It means drawing or pulling the bow hands. This is Hoi Kung Sao. The Hoi Kung Sao technique is derived from the wings flapping action of the crane. What is the reason that it is called as Hoi Kung Sao or drawing bow hands? The reason is that the mechanism of the flapping wings looks like drawing or pulling the bow and releasing the arrow, accumulating the force just like drawing or pulling the bow and releasing the force just like releasing the arrow from the bow. This is a type of power or jing generation method, and this drawing the bow hands drill is a focus training to develop this kind of power generation. There are two types of bows on human body. The first type is the horizontal bow, which is located at the scapular level. The second type is the vertical bow, which is located along the spine. The Hoi Kung Sao, or drawing the bow hands, are focusing to train the first type of bow, which is the horizontal bow. Figure A1 and A2 are showing the action of drawing or pulling the bow to accumulate the force. The scapula are moving towards the spine. This is scapular retraction action. Figure B1 and B2 are showing the action of releasing the arrow or force. The scapula are moving away from the spine. This is scapular protraction action. The scapular retraction is activated by rhomboid muscle and middle trapezius muscle, whereby these muscles you pull the scapula near to the spine. The scapular protraction is activated by the serratus anterior muscle, whereby it will pull the scapula forward away from the spine. The serratus anterior is also known as the boxer's muscle. This muscle will pull the scapula to the front, which will help the boxer to generate heavier and more powerful punch. So how can Hoi Kung Sao or drawing the bow hands exercise helps the practitioners to improve the power generation or jing or keng? Let me explain it to you. First, if you have to increase the flexibility and the strength of the rhomboid and trapezius muscles for the scapular retraction and serratus anterior muscle for the scapular protraction. Second, it will help the practitioner to have the full range of scapular movements, which will also help to create a habit of using the back or scapula in the technique execution, such as punching, rather than focusing on the smaller and weaker muscle, such as tricep, for the punching. So when people talk about using power from the back, you will know that this is the thing that I'm explaining here. Power from the back is not purely trained by visualization, as mentioned by some people, but in fact, it is a biomechanic of human body that we need to know how to train this. Third, it will help the practitioner to develop an elastic scapular retraction and protraction actions, which will help to generate a huge and sudden force in a split second, or we call it as shocking power, which is able to penetrate into the opponent's body, even in a very close distance. Fourth, this will also develop the force beneath the elbow, or we call it as zhang dai leg in Southern Kung Fu. Fifth, this is to develop the sub and speed power as well, or we call it in Cantonese as tan tou keng. Again, as I mentioned earlier, this exercise is used to activate the horizontal bow of human body. There is a vertical bow, whereby we will discuss this bow in future. Some people may say that such huge movement is not practical. Let me tell you, in training basics, we will start with big movements, and when we are seasoned, then this can be executed in micro movements, which are not significant to the opponent. Many novice level Chu Kar practitioners don't really focus on this training, as they assume that it is just training chopping technique and nothing is special about it. The difference between high level practitioners versus novice level practitioners are: novice level practitioners always assume that the basic techniques are just very basic and nothing is interesting and advanced. High level practitioners will have in-depth understanding and details about the basic techniques. So basic things are the advanced things at this level.